Hey, what's going on? This is Nick LS, and today I'm going to be sharing my experience buying my first bike, which is the 2020 Kawasaki Ninja 400. So I first wanted a bike last fall, and what I did was I took the basic riders class in September, and I wanted to have the goal to buy a bike by the end of the month of September. So I had about a 3-week span goal that I gave myself, which looking back, it's kind of crazy. It usually takes a lot longer than 3 weeks to buy a bike. So prior to the class, I was doing research on the Ninjas because I knew that was the type of bike I wanted. I was primarily looking at the older 600s and 300s a little bit on the internet. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money being my first bike, so I thought going that route could be good. Didn't see a whole lot. And then it actually wasn't until the end of our beginning rider course class where I was just kind of talking with some of the other guys about bikes that they were planning to purchase. And one of the guys had mentioned, oh, have you heard of the Ninja 400? Because I had told him about, again, the 600 and the 300. And I said, no, I didn't know they made a 400 because I wasn't looking at the newer generation per se. So later that day, I went on the internet and I started to research the 400. I'm like, oh, that might be something I want to get. So I looked and looked. Honestly, I couldn't find much of anything on the internet. I used Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. Didn't find anything that I would buy on those sites. Then I went to some dealerships around the area just to kind of, again, learn more about Ninjas. And I got to sit on a used one at the dealership. Just made sure that was something that would be suiting for me, and I still decided, okay, yes, this is something that fits me well, something I'm going to have a lot of fun on, not going to get bored of, and continue to ride. It wasn't until probably like a week after the class, now at this point I'd been looking every day, I found on Craigslist it was listed for $4,500. It was a 2020 Kawasaki Ninja 400. I'm like, oh, perfect, that's a great price range. Right, it's end of season, people are going to be putting their bikes in storage, maybe he just wants to get rid of it. So I'm like, okay, so I kind of kept that post in the back of my mind. The next day I went back to look and it was listed for $4,000. At this point I couldn't refuse. The bike was located about 2 hours away from me, which was really nice and convenient. So I called the guy up and scheduled to come out, I believe it was like the next day already. So now I had confirmed a time to meet the guy and see the bike, so it's cool. And just kind of going back and reflecting upon the ad, one of the biggest points that was brought up to my attention was the aftermarket additions on the bike already. It already had on the Leo Vince slip-on exhaust, it had the spools, and it also had the radiator guard. So it already had a few $100s of additions on it. That was just amazing. And one thing I noticed too was this bike was super clean. It was very well taken care of, and the pictures showed it being a great bike. So the whole entire time I was riding down to go pick it up, I had in the back of my mind, hopefully this isn't too good to be true. So pull up at the guy's house and he had the bike already sitting outside, and I just had the largest smile on my face because I thought it looked so cool. And go outside, the guy comes out, totally cool. He's the original owner. He took great care of the bike. He was an engineer, so he's very fussy about his things, so he took really good care of it, and it didn't have a single scratch on it. Everything was perfect in showroom condition. So I asked him, I said, can you ride it around a little bit? I just wanted to see it run. And he went ahead and just kind of took it up and down the block, pulled it over, and I knew instantly, okay, this is the bike, this is it. So bought it for $4,000. And then after I had purchased it, he did something that was awesome. He said, hang on 1 second. Went inside of his house and came back with so many extras. He gave me a full leather racing jacket that he wore, a whole entire leather suit. He gave me the stand to the bike, in addition to a whole bunch of cleaning products. A brush, the chain lube, the chain cleaner, all that kind of stuff. So that was another few $100s worth of additions. So it ended up being a really good deal. I'm extremely happy that I went the route of private party, used market. Saves a whole bunch of money versus going to a dealer where they're going to charge you those ridiculous fees. It's just a matter of being able to find a quality used bike. And like I said, I got the bike in September, and now fast forward, it is June of the next year. So I've had it for 9 months-ish now. It is still in perfect condition, not a single scratch on it. It has become my baby, and I have done a couple extra aftermarket things, including the fender eliminator and the smoked windscreen, which I think just cleans up the bike. One of the first things I did once I bought my bike was I actually bought a really nice protective cover. I went ahead and went to Kawasaki's website and I bought their official cover. It is a little pricey, it's about maybe $140-ish, but it's definitely worth it. I throw it on every night. It's very good quality, it's waterproof, it keeps the dust and dirt out. That's something that you're going to want to invest in to protect your bike. Overall, I'm extremely happy with the purchase of my 400, and I really enjoy riding it. I'm really glad that I decided to go with the 400 for my first beginner bike because it still has enough power to have fun and not get bored of. I highly recommend the Ninja 400 to any newer rider looking for a bike. Thank you for joining me for my ride. Please subscribe for more Ninja videos in the future. Peace.